Good morning, everybody. I'm Barry Cowan, the president of the Deerfield Beach Computer Club since August 2005. I just flew in from Chicago, and boy, are my arms tired. Wow. So that being said, I want to wish everyone to whom it applies a sweet Rosh Hashanah, a good Yantif, which begins tonight at sundown. You have your gefilte fish, you have your horseradish, you have your all good stuff there. It's a celebration time. So enjoy it and Lishana Tova. Now, today we're going to be discussing a whole bunch of things. On my birthday, which is September the 12th, Apple had a major event which was broadcast globally. It started in California, I believe, or Washington, at Apple's home headquarters, where Pacific time at 10 o'clock there and 1 o'clock Eastern time, we were all able to view it. It was 1.5 hours. If you did not see it, you can go to Apple's site at apple.com. You can, if you have an Apple TV, you can see it there for free. And it's also available in many other ways. So I encourage you to look at it. It's a long, but it's extremely interesting what was presented. By the way, today is the pre-order day for everything that the new iPhones were introduced. A brand new Apple Watch 9 and Apple Watch Ultra. They continued the Apple SE, the smaller version of the phone, at a lower price point. Now, probably since today is the day that they started pre-orders with delivery on September 22nd. That's not too far away. iOS 17, all the new iOSs for watches and whatever will be available probably a week later. So we're looking at a massive, massive update. We're going to be discussing that too. Right now, probably it's selling out. Once they say that it's available for pre-order, usually there's so much of a response that the launch window, the window for pre-order quickly closes and the date of shipment slips by almost 2 weeks. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. But make sure you have exactly what you want. One of the most interesting things here is that Apple has thrown out the Lightning cable now, and they're using USB-C. USB-C is universal. What it means is that Lightning, when do you think Lightning ports were first arrived? Well, I'll tell you, they arrived in 2012. What was the connector that they replaced? Who can tell me? Raise your hand. They replaced the old 30-pin connector. Remember that? That clunky thing with the blue that you stuck into printers and everything else. The slow 30 connector, but the 30-pin connector is now replaced. Lightning was revolutionary in 2012 because it was robust and reversible. And a decade later, Apple is ditching its first-party connector. Well, why? The company argues that USB-C has become a universally accepted standard, and you'll be able to use the same cable to charge your Mac, your iPad, and your iPhone. So why are people angry about the change? Well, it breaks compatibility with existing wired accessories. Lightning headphones and cables won't work, as is with an iPhone 15. So don't shove a Lightning cable into one unless you want a damaged phone. They do have a dongle, which you can add, but it's cheaper to buy a new headphone or cable. And for speaker stands and game controllers, the only option is to replace them, which is an added expense no one needs. Also, USB-C is a more complex spec. Not all ports and cables are created equal. If you go into a store, you know what a USB cable looks like, but there's a lot of variations of USB-C. So it's a try and buy situation. If you're allowed to go into the store and try it and see if it works on your phone, it won't work with the new phones. It's going to be a USB-C cable. And from what I understand, Apple, in all its greediness, isn't even including one with the new phones. They're going to give you a USB 2, not a USB-C. Now that may change. I don't think so because they've already been shipped. You will see this in iPhone 15 data transfer speeds. The standard iPhone 15 is limited to USB 2 equivalents, but the 15 supports much faster USB 3 called speed ports. You see it marked SS on your devices, super speed. Every iPhone gets a USB 2 cable in the box. If you're a pro user, and Apple introduced a whole series of iPhone 15, iPhone 15 Plus, and iPhone 15 Pro, and an iPhone 15 Pro Max. Apple Watch introduced a 9. There's a brand new super fast bionic chip, A17, that is S9, which we will talk about in a little bit. But the good things about USB is that you can own reasonably modern gadgets. Chances are you already have some USB cables anyway, and it will simplify things, making accessories compatible with every type of phone, not just Apple, but Android. How about that? You can plug it in, it's reversible, so you don't have to just put it in one way. You can turn it around and plug it in the other way, and it will still work. The USB-C version of game controllers have already been updated to iPhone 15 support. So your game controllers are going to have USB-C ports and connectors in them. And legislation is clamping down on proprietary and locked systems. The European Union mandated devices sold within its territory must have a common charger, USB-C, by the end of 2024. Other territories are considering similar rules. But finally, the most important thing is USB-C is about the future. Back in 2012, Lightning was itself that future, and now it's dead end. USB-C is an evolving standard across the entire globe, and its future will be in many devices that you could see in the future. Higher end capabilities will trickle down, and the vanilla iPhone won't be stuck with USB 2 speeds forever. Eventually, it's going to get a USB 3. So unless Apple ditches a wired port entirely, that's the story. All right, so what are we going to see? Well, the first thing Tim Cook presented was Apple Watch S9. Again, I'm repeating to everyone that I do not have permission to use any of Apple's logo or anything in their event. It would be a major copyright strike, which would risk us losing all of our YouTube videos immediately. I did speak to Apple's legal department, and they said absolutely not, unless you're an Apple developer or something like that, which I am to some degree, but they did not grant permission. Also, Apple support videos that I'll be presenting are presented with their permission. I thank Apple support for their consistent understanding and making my presentations and enhancing them an easy job. Okay, we're going to get a new Apple Watch S9. There's a new S9 chip, which is lightning years faster, many times faster than the other one. The feature varies. There's an Apple Series 9 and the big rugged outdoors one, Apple Watch Ultra 2. They are also keeping the cheap Apple Watch SE special edition from last year. They're not issuing a new one of that. There's a great comparison page on the Apple Store website, which I cannot show you right now, that breaks down all the technical specs of each model. But we recap the similarities and differences. Let's talk about that. On Apple Watch Series 9, it's Apple's latest mainstream smartwatch, and it is Apple's first carbon neutral product. Apple focused on its event presentation on carbon neutrality, the concept of being eco and environmental friendly, trying to reduce the carbon footprint on all of its products by the year 2030. I should live so long. Apple's new S9 system in package. If you see SIP, that's what it stands for. And it has 5.6 billion transistors, which is 60% more than the S8, the older chip. It includes a graphics processing unit, GPU, that's 30% faster, a 4-core neural engine twice as capable. So it's more powerful than its predecessor. I've still got my Series 4, but it looks like I'm going to have to update to something. And the reason is that the health has been completely revised in the Apple Watch. Everybody should have one or an Android watch. Fitbit is also extremely popular. If you have a Fitbit, raise your hand. Anyone have a Fitbit? Yes, okay. You also have all of these things on an Android device, health ideas, health options. The Apple Watch is more powerful than its predecessor, and the biggest benefactor of that will be Siri, which will now be able to process locally rather than with the help of a nearby iPhone, making it faster and more secure, and it can gain access to your health data and answer related queries. I still have my Apple Watch 4, and it continues to update to the latest OSs, but it doesn't have all the features. And that's true with everything that Apple introduces. You should, before you buy anything else, compatibility is the #1 problem in the Apple and Android industry. There are so many variations of the theme for Android, you can easily get lost in them. And with Apple, I believe it's much more intuitive and easy to learn, where Android has different interfaces for every device. If you bought a Samsung, it looks this way on the home page. If you bought a Motorola, it looks this way on the home page. There's no consistency there. In fact, in class, when we went to the class, I asked for people to give Android presentations. They couldn't do it because it wasn't universal with all Android devices, where Apple pretty much was. So if somebody's asking you what you would recommend, Apple is probably the best. And of course, the cost is going to go up. That's understandable, just like everything else going on. Now, the S9 chip makes dictation up to 20% more accurate, and you'll be talking more to your Apple Watch Series 9 and getting more back in return. You'll get a brighter and darker display. You will get a new pinch tap gesture. These two fingers. Remember I showed you a video where the girl was running with only one arm? I couldn't put that on because it was copyrighted, but they allowed me to use it that one time. She was just doing this with her fingers and running her watch and her device right from just using finger grasping. And the thumb and forefinger has been enhanced greatly. If you watch the Apple event video, you're going to see that. And there are also many videos on YouTube. YouTube is loaded, which will explain everything about Apple introduced device by device, concept by concept. So when you take that chance, the opportunity, please do it. If you have an Apple Watch Series 8, the design is identical. The battery life claims to be usually a lot more than it is. This is the problem that everyone faces. As you add more things to a piece of equipment, it makes it more complex, and the complexities cost you more. So it's very important that you test something before you buy it. If you buy a laptop, you don't want to buy it online. You want to go down to the store first. For example, if you're Best Buy, which is a great location for laptops, Costco's got new ones. Everybody's got them. BJ's, Walmart.
I'm doing better. I had therapy yesterday. The therapist came and helped
Dorothy, please mute yourself. Dorothy, I'll have to mute her. Okay, so pricing and availability. Okay, for the Apple Watch Series 9, it starts at $399 for the 41 millimeter Wi-Fi only aluminum model with a sport band or solo loop. Now they're using woven bands instead of silicone bands to be eco-friendly. All the way up to $799 for a 45 millimeter cellular stainless steel unit with a braided solo loop. And there is an abundance of variations. You can order now with availability set for September 22nd. And today is what? The 15th. That's only a week from today. They're going to be releasing everything. And then shortly after that, iOS 17 is going to be a massive update. So we're going to talk about that in a few minutes also. Everybody following me so far?
Yeah.
Good. I know. I wish I could show you, but I can't. Apple Watch Ultra 2 was their biggest one last year, an elite level, and it contains double tap gestures and brighter display, ultra wideband chip. It's going to be available on September 22nd. Pre-orders are now. It's $799 for a sole base unit, but with choice of strap types, it's amazing. I don't want to go through it because a lot of people simply can't afford it or don't use it. If you're a diver or something like that, the advanced features are absolutely amazing. Has an underwater tachometer and everything else. I would say go to YouTube and you can look at all the features at your leisure. They're also keeping the Apple Watch Special Edition, the SE from 2022. It remains a budget-friendly edition. It has the 40 millimeter and 44 millimeter displays. It has no always-on option. The new ones do have an always-on option. If you raise your wrist on mine, for example, it would turn it off, or you can simply put your hand over the watch and that also turns it off. And that's been carried on to a lot of other models. Battery is another issue we're going to talk about. When you buy something, don't believe everything that you read or hear about batteries. This guy says it's got 18 hours, and it depends on your usage. It depends what you've got running on the background. It depends upon the amount of storage you have. We've gone over battery life a lot, and when we get to the share section where I'm going to share my iPhone with you, we'll go over some more things, okay? Looks like there's something in the chat here. No, I don't see a hand raised. Okay, well, there's a post there. I'll look for it. An Apple Watch also is waterproof. All of these are waterproof to take swimming, but there's no blood oxygen or ECG support. I have ECG support on mine, and several times I've slipped here when I was mopping the floors, and the Apple Watch said, "Did you just fall down?" And if I had said yes, it would have immediately dialed my doctor in Boca. An emergency would be sent here from 911. They would bring an ambulance here, or that my doctor would come because I have a special concierge type arrangement. The doctor comes right to the house or will call me from his cell and saying what's going on. Or you can do a telehealth appointment, which is absolutely free. I have one for a skin doctor. I had back surgery a couple of weeks ago. They removed a tremendous cyst from the lower part of my back. Fortunately, the lab results came back benign. But you can use, if you have your health plan, you can see that also. That's sort of an aside. It also, the SE also uses the same processor as Series 8, so it should be decent, but it comes in at only $249. That is definitely affordable for many, and it's smaller, fits in your pocket. And now we have the, as I said, the lineup between the iPhone 15 is the premium offering. You can get it in 6.1 or 6.7 inches. The iPhone 15 Pro Max is the same, scaled up to 6.7, but wait till you hear the difference in the 15, the 15 Plus. We've already talked about USB-C, but the biggest thing is the camera. The camera in the new phones has a 48 megapixel. I said 48 megapixel main camera, front camera. That allows some amazing close-up shots and other things. But you've got to remember one thing. If Apple pictures, when you take them raw off the phone, or iPad pictures, tend to be really, really large. And slimming them down, you have to go through a whole bunch of things to do it. So if you're getting a 48 megapixel, you're going to have extremely large images. If you have large images and you try to send them somebody, they'll be able to go to dinner and see a movie and a show and come back, and maybe you'll be able to see it when you get home. And Apple also forces people to pay more for phones, because with that kind of image amount, you're going to have to pay for more storage on the phone. So you may have to pay for a 256, which I recommend everyone get the 256. If you do a lot of videos, if you do a lot of images, photos, that's going to take up a lot of space. I personally have paid 99 cents a month for 50 gigabytes of Apple storage, and it pays for itself because your iCloud can get full very quickly. A friend of, as Steve Carcieri told us, who's not here today, unfortunately, that his phone would not accept any more images, and Apple couldn't even help him with that. He has thousands and thousands of things on there that he can't afford to lose. They're stored in iCloud, but iCloud can quickly become overloaded, and then it will give you the message. You need to reduce or get rid of a whole bunch of pictures or videos to make it sustain itself. Okay, let's see. Pricing and availability. It hasn't budged. iPhone 15 is $799 for 128 gigabytes. It's for 256. It's up to 1,000. Oh, 99. For 512, the 15 Plus still costs $899 for 128, $999 for 256, and $1,199 for 512. And all the phones are available pre-order, and they're set later on. Okay, so that's basically sort of an introduction of what I wanted to show you. I hope you found it very interesting. Again, let me repeat that you will find all of the information I talked about and more on apple.com site, available on your phone, available on your computer, available on your tablet, everywhere, Android and Apple, regardless. You can also find it on YouTube. And if you have an Apple Plus or an Apple TV device, you'll find it under events there. I encourage you to watch it. You can skip through it to any portion you want, but take a look at the amazing concepts. Apple took an hour and a half focusing a lot also on gaming. Gaming, if you're a gamester, I'm not, If you have a controller that's used, that's going to be USB-C also. Everybody's going to be changing over to this standard eventually. And I understand USB-C 4 standard is also in the pot under consideration. So things change. As things change, you have to grow with them. Normally, when something is reduced or produced or released, the architecture falls behind the software. Well, what good is something if you can use it, but the software isn't up to par on it? That's why the software is always released late, and you should wait. Let the bugs work out before you start installing iOS 17. It's going to be good for your watch. They're going to have tvOS 17, iPad 17, the whole Megillah. The whole thing is going to be released at once, and the devices will update themselves accordingly. We're going to go through that in a moment. Okay, now I'm going to share my screen and we'll take a look at some very interesting Apple videos that I've come up with. All right, we're going to start. Wait a minute, that's not where I wanted it. Hold on one second. Give me a second here to get things straight. Oh, I see. I can't minimize Zoom. Let's see. Let's see. Give me a second here. All right, I'm going to go back to where I was. Okay, and I believe this is the first one. Yeah, hang on. Okay, can everybody see that? Good. Now, before I give you a little introduction here, we talked about Apple support a great deal, and that's going to be greatly enhanced on the iPhone 15s and everything else. We'll talk about that a little later, but watch this again.
With the Apple Support app, you can get help with all of your Apple products in one place or connect with an expert. Apple Support is free in the App Store, and it's automatically personalized for you, showing all the devices and services linked to your Apple ID. Support tools can help you with tasks like managing subscriptions, resetting your Apple ID password, and checking coverage without leaving the app. To learn about the latest features and get the most from your devices, check out articles and videos recommended just for you. If you have questions about a device or service, Apple Support helps you find solutions. Tap a device or service and you can search for your issue or browse the support topics. For example, to learn how to update iOS, you can tap Learn More to check for an update directly in Settings, or you can read an article or watch a video. You can even get individual help from an Apple expert by tapping the message or call buttons on select topics. If you ever need a repair, Apple Support helps you find the best option, whether your device is under warranty, out of warranty, or covered by Apple Care Plus. To get started, tap your device and then look for the type of repair you need. The app helps you find a Genius Bar or Apple authorized service provider near you. You can choose a provider by location or the quickest availability, and then schedule and confirm your appointment. Download Apple Support from the App Store today to find solutions for all your Apple products, all in one place.
Okay.
Apple Care Plus and certain app features are not available in all countries and regions.
Now, a lot of you like to watch TV, and of course, did you know that you can mirror your device right to your TV and watch what you're looking at? If you have a 65-inch TV, you can actually mirror your iPhone or your iPad screen right to that TV, and here's how.
Only if your TV is new enough.
Yep, that's right. Let's see if it's working here. She's starting. There we
Whether
go.
it's your favorite TV show, a presentation for work, or those family photos from your vacation, you can share them on the biggest screen in the house with AirPlay. We'll start with an overview about AirPlay. Then we'll teach you how to stream a video and how to mirror your iPhone or iPad screen. First, we'll talk about AirPlay and the difference between streaming and screen mirroring. AirPlay uses Wi-Fi to share content from your device to your Apple TV, smart TVs, speakers, and Mac computers that support AirPlay. You can either stream content directly from your iPhone or iPad, or use screen mirroring to display everything on your screen without using cables or adapters. Streaming with AirPlay means that you can display content like videos, photos, and music from compatible apps on your device onto another screen. You can keep using your iPhone or iPad while video plays on the other display. And you can control the video as well, like playing and pausing, or fast-forwarding and rewinding. Screen mirroring with AirPlay means that you can share exactly what is on the screen of your device on a larger display. Everything that appears on your device will be seen on the display in real time, including content in apps, new messages, notifications, and more. Before you start using AirPlay, you'll need a compatible device like your Apple TV, an AirPlay-compatible smart TV, or Mac. And make sure your iPhone and AirPlay device are connected to the same Wi-Fi network. To stream a video from your iPhone or iPad, tap the screen or the pause button to show the video controls, and tap the AirPlay button. Depending on the app you're using, you might need to tap another button first, like Share. Then, select the device you want to use with AirPlay. We'll choose our Apple TV. If you are streaming to an AirPlay device that isn't signed in to your Apple ID, a code might appear on the display. Type in the code on your iPhone or iPad and tap OK. To stop streaming, just tap the AirPlay button again and then tap your device from the list. Now you can enjoy your video on the big screen and keep using your device while your video plays. Awesome! If you'd like to show your entire iPhone or iPad screen on another display with AirPlay, you can use screen mirroring. Just open Control Center, tap Screen Mirroring, and select the device you want to mirror to. This is also where you stop mirroring. If you are screen mirroring to an AirPlay device that isn't signed into your Apple ID, a code might appear on the display. Type in the code on your iPhone or iPad, and tap OK. Everything you do on your device will appear on your display. Let's take a look at a note we've been working on. You can even change the orientation to get a wider view. It looks beautiful on this larger screen. And that's how you can get the bigger picture when you want it with AirPlay. To learn more about your Apple devices, subscribe to the Apple Support YouTube channel or click another video to keep watching.
Now check the specs on your device and make sure that they're compatible. And Android also has something called Miracast. You can do that. But this is what Apple users use. The next video that I have for you is, it's in Chinese. I didn't realize that. It's called how to use walkie-talkie on the iPhone, whatever. And I guess it means I walkie and you talkie. Let's take a lookie.
If you and your friend each have an Apple Watch and a Wi-Fi or cellular connection, you can use walkie-talkie to quickly contact them and have a conversation no matter how far away you are. In this video, we'll show you how to add friends in walkie-talkie, accept an invite from a friend, start a conversation, and turn it on and off. To add friends in Walkie Talkie, open the app on your Apple Watch. The first time you open the app, you'll be asked if you'd like to allow notifications from Walkie Talkie. Tap Allow to enable notifications. Then choose a contact and wait for them to accept the invite. To accept an invite from a friend, tap the notification that appears on your Apple Watch screen. Then tap Always Allow to receive messages from your friend while the app is on. To start a conversation, in Walkie Talkie, tap a friend. Touch and hold the talk button, then begin speaking. Hey, I just got here. Where are you? When you're finished speaking, let go of the talk button, then wait for a response.
I'm by the food trucks. Come on over.
To turn Walkie Talkie on or off, open the app, then tap the switch. Over and out. The Walkie Talkie app isn't available in all countries or regions.
So, I walkie, you talkie. Just remember that be sure that you only use people on your contact list so someone can't interfere with you or bomb your conversation. Security is extremely important when using those devices. And as the Chinese say, when you go into the restaurant, say thank you, xie xie. On to the next video. Some people like to do a lot of downloading on their phone. Others simply lose it and can't figure out where to find it. This video shows you how.
When you download a file onto your iPhone, you can easily find it right from Safari. Here's how. In Safari, download a file. Tap the Page Settings button, then tap Downloads. Now tap the View Download button next to the file you want to view to go to your Downloads folder in the Files app. And that's how to easily find your downloads.
Now, sometimes the screen will get very cluttered. And here's a way to hide and unhide apps to make your home screen more organized and useful.
You can hide apps from your home screen without deleting them. Here's how to move apps to and from your app library. First, touch and hold the app you want to hide. Tap Remove App. Then tap Remove from home screen. To add an app back, swipe left through your home screen pages until you reach your app library. Find the app in the app library categories or by using the search field. Then touch and hold the app icon and tap Add to home screen. And that's how to hide and unhide an app.
Very useful. That's how you can also add an app, add something for the DVCC right to your home screen. So when you click on it, it will go directly to what you set it for. We all like to share guides for maps, whether you're traveling or locally or internationally. I know Google has great stuff on that. Chris and Jim Gould have talked about all of the excellent things that Google has in Google Photos and things of that nature. But Apple has improved their maps a great deal. And here's how to create and share guides in Maps right now.
You can save a themed collection of places as a guide in Maps. Here's how to create and share them on your iPhone or iPad. Tap a location in Maps that you want to save to a guide. Then tap the More button to bring up the Options menu, and tap Add to Guides. Here, you'll also find any existing guides you've created or saved. To create a new one, tap New Guide at the bottom of your list and give it a name. Tap the Edit Image button if you want to add your own picture, and select one from your photo library. You can pinch or drag the photo to reposition it if you want. Tap Choose in the bottom right corner when you're ready, and then tap Create when you're done. To find and share your guides later, just go back to the search card and swipe up on the handle. This is where your recently created or updated guides are. You might need to scroll down first. You can tap the More button if you want to view all the guides you've created or saved. To share one, swipe left across it and tap Share. Then, select how you want to share it. We're going to use messages. Type in your contact's name and tap it when it appears. Tap the Send button and they'll receive a link to your guide. And now you're ready to start your adventure. Get going with guides. For more helpful iPhone tips, subscribe to the Apple Support YouTube channel or click another video to keep watching.
While we're on the theme of the Apple Watch, how do you add a workout to it? Let's have a quick look at it.
Want different workout options?
Even
Here's how to
pickleball.
add a workout to your default list on your Apple Watch. Just open the workout app, scroll down to the bottom of your current options, and tap Add Workout. Here, you'll find dozens of workouts to choose from. Scroll down until you find the one you want. We're going to choose surfing. Once you've added it, you can tap the More button in the upper right corner of the workout to personalize it, like setting custom goals, for example. Or just tap your workout to get started. Let's hit the waves. And that's how you can add your favorite workouts to your Apple Watch. To learn more about your Apple devices, subscribe to the Apple Support YouTube channel.
Wow. Ada, that's for you for sure. Just add
You bet.
pickleball. Add pickleball as a workout and use it. Finally, I think, nope, I have something else. Wow. I really worked too hard. I'm sorry. Stage Manager was introduced earlier, but it's really got
With Stage Manager, you can create your ideal workspace on your iPad and get more done. Stage Manager is available on iPad Air 5th generation, iPad Pro 12.9-inch 3rd generation and later, and iPad Pro 11-inch with the latest version of iPad OS. You can use Stage Manager to group apps together and resize the windows. Then easily switch between groups and move an app from one group to another. To group apps together, first you'll need to enable Stage Manager. Open Control Center and tap Stage Manager. Tap Turn on Stage Manager to get started. Now open an app. We'll choose Notes. You can open a second app from the dock or the app library. We'll choose Numbers, which sends notes to the recent apps list on the left side. To resize a window, drag the corner marked with a curve. Now, let's group these two apps together. You can touch and hold an app in the recent apps list, the dock, or the app library, and drag it to the center of the screen. You can also use Stage Manager to switch between groups and move an app from one group to another. To see the recent apps list, swipe right from the left edge of the screen. Tap a group of apps to switch to those windows, just how you had them arranged. To change to a full screen view, tap the multitasking button at the top of the app window. Then tap Enter Full Screen. Let's add this app to a different group. Tap the multitasking button again and tap Add Another Window. The open app moves to the right, and you can see your other open apps and groups, plus the dock and app library. Tap a group to add the app to it. And that's how you can multitask with Stage Manager.
Okay, a lot of people say that we're not a Mac club, but why don't you have something for us people that have Macs? So I decided to just add a tip here about Macs.
Want to free up space on your Mac? Here are some tips for making the most of your storage in macOS Ventura. We'll show you how to use the built-in storage management recommendations and how to free up space manually. Before you start, it's a good idea to make a time machine backup in case you'd like to retrieve something you've deleted. If you delete something during this process, you won't be able to get it back unless you have a backup. First, let's see how to free up space using the built-in storage management recommendations. Click the Apple menu in the upper left corner of your screen. Then click System Settings, click General, and click Storage. This might take a moment or two to load. Recommendations are storage management suggestions based on how much storage you have and which types of files are using the most space. These recommendations might be different depending on your current settings. When you turn on Store in iCloud, all files from your desktop and documents folder will be stored in iCloud Drive, and only recently opened files will stay on your Mac. You can download original files when you're connected to the internet. When you turn on Optimize Storage, media files using a large amount of space that you don't need anymore are automatically removed, like TV shows and movies purchased from the iTunes Store that you've already watched. You can download these again at any time. When you turn on Empty Trash automatically, files you've moved to the trash will be permanently deleted after 30 days. You can also free up space manually. Here are a few ideas to get you started. Your files, folders, photos, and apps are listed by size, and the storage amount is displayed next to each category. We're going to review our app list. Click the Information button next to a category and select what you'd like to delete. For example, we're going to delete this duplicate copy of GarageBand. Click Delete when you're ready and follow the prompts. You can also move large files to an external hard drive or delete files manually from the Finder if you still need ideas to create more space. Click Done when you're finished. And those are just a few ways to get started with freeing up space on your Mac. Time to get organizing! Want to learn more about your Mac? Subscribe to the Apple Support YouTube channel or click another video to keep watching. Some sequences in this video were shortened.
One of our major themes has been accessibility. We've shown you a lot of that. On a Mac, here's how you can use the Accessibility Assistant shortcut. This is the end of my videos, I promise.
To find the best accessibility features for you, you can use the Mac Accessibility Assistant in the Shortcuts app. Here's how. In the Shortcuts app on your Mac, click the Gallery tab. Click the Shortcuts for Accessibility banner. Click Mac Accessibility Assistant to read more about the shortcut. And then click Add Shortcut to add it to your All Shortcuts menu. To run the shortcut, you can either find it in the All Shortcuts menu of the Shortcuts app, or you can use Siri. To use Siri, you can say the following and replace the selections with the ones that work best for you. Hey Siri, Mac Accessibility Assistant.
Choose a category of conditions. You can add more later, if necessary.
Mobility.
Choose a condition.
Manual wheelchair user.
Would you like to specify more conditions?
Finished. When you're done, the Notes app launches with a personalized note about accessibility features and resources that you may find helpful. Find what works for you. Siri not available in all countries or regions.
Well, that's it for the videos. One thing here, we're going to look at this, and I'd like you all to comment on it. What do you think this means? Please unmute yourself and tell us what you think this statement really means. and why it foresees what is going on right now. Anyone?
Back to,
Marcia, do you have a comment to make on this slide?
yes, I just was trying to bring up our own screen of the different people. It
Okay.
has come to pass, of course.
Mhm.
Our technology has created a generation of idiots, but not everybody is an idiot now. A lot of the people have gotten much wider use of their intelligence abilities through technology. So it can be like so many things, it can go in either direction.
Okay, Dorothy, you raised your hand. What's your comment?
I think social media, as far as telephones, you go to a restaurant and everybody is sitting with a cell phone and people don't talk on the phone anymore. There's not that much human interaction because everybody texts, and I can't stand it when my family texted me because I said, pick up the phone and talk to me. So
Yeah.
I think technology is wonderful, but it's overused in so many different ways.
When I see this statement, I looked at and the two letters flashed before my eyes were AI, artificial intelligence. That's all around us. How will it affect us? Our grandparents were afraid of the Industrial Revolution that would have taken away all their jobs and everything. Well, look what we have now. We have artificially intelligence generated applications like ChatGPT. We have Bard. We have automation taking the place of many of people's jobs or machines. We have groceries being delivered through automation. We have even Zoom has artificially generated factors now. How can we escape it? I don't see the way. Irving, go ahead and talk. I got you. Lower your hand, please.
Okay, the one thing about artificial intelligence at this point in time is it doesn't have feeling. And that's what's going to make the difference between artificial intelligence and people.
Yeah, it doesn't have aroma either. We don't have sniff vision. I wonder when that's going to happen. But that you're exactly right, and that's why people are some people are reluctant to participate in Zoom because they're not getting a true connection. Where remember the classes, the first thing I would do is hug everybody. We shook hands before the pandemic and everything. It was wonderful. Everybody and our membership was really big. Today we have, I think, 10 or 11 people. Well, if that's the way it's going to be, that's the way it's going to be. I've sent out 100 invitations. I think a lot of people have either moved away or are sick, or worse of all, have died, and I haven't found out about it. I'd hate to find out that way, but technology is not going to replace human interaction. It's going to be a big part of it, but it is still way behind. But you can bet in the next few years, Einstein's prediction will become true. Okay. Did everybody enjoy that presentation? If you learned something, raise your hand. Great. Now here's a little poll we're going to take. The poll question today is, I don't know if it's going to work right, but I'm going to try. Should we continue our one meeting per month schedule for the remainder of 2023? Multiple choice. The choice is 1, it works for me. 2, no, return to 2 meetings. 3, I'm not sure, and 4, play it as it goes. Here she goes. Do you see the poll on your screen? Okay, here we go. I'm getting a lot of answers here. We got a lot of people that say it works for me to go one meeting. That's up at 71%. Returning to 2 meetings is at 29%. I'm not sure is at 0%, and play it as it goes are at 14. Let's give it a little more time. We got 87%. Anybody that hasn't answered, please do so now. And when we end the poll, we'll show you the results. You have 40, it's at 48 seconds. I will stop it at 1 minute. Okay, last chance. Last chance. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I just lifted off from my chair. There we go. I'm all spaced out. Here's the ending of the poll. And we're going to share the results with you right now. See it? We got 87%, and it looks like 71% overwhelmingly want to go, so that works for me. So it looks like that's what we're going to do, at least initially, whether it's myself or some guest speaker. Yes, Dorothy.
You know, you're the one that is in charge, and you should really make it what's convenient for you. If once a month is good for you, I mean, we can vote on 2 times a month, but we don't want to give you the extra work. You're working so hard with it. And I think it really, I mean, a poll is good, but you have to do what's best for you. That's more important than anything.
Yeah, I mean, quantity is low of attendance, but quality is still high. And if I did do 2 a month, that would mean extra work, but it's for someone else, who would do a whole class. So let me work over that. And if you, I'll post everything up on the club site. Please look at it. I'm constantly changing it and improving it. We have stuff in there now for new things from Google, from Microsoft, from Apple. All of those things on the page. We've changed our useful links. I'm still working on that. I'm always working. There's no, I don't stop. That's my lifestyle these days, and keeps me going. You keep me going. That the energy
Harry,
I get from all of you.
Harry, I think a lot of us who voted number 1, we're taking you into our consideration.
Right.
Of the effort that you put into it, and that it's more realistic for you, perhaps, to do 1 a month.
Okay, let me go ahead and do, I'm going to share my iPhone and iPad right now. Show you how easy it is. And I'm going to choose Zoom. Let's see where I am. Okay, watch what happens. We had a very interesting section there on screen mirroring. Can you see this okay? All right, so I picked the Zoom DBCC, and now if I pick stop mirroring, you see that blinking over here? That shows that mirroring is in action. Now, it may work differently on Android, but you can use Miracast and whatever. And as Marcia astutely stated, a lot of the TVs, older ones, do not support this. The newer ones do. You have to check with the manufacturer before you buy something. I have a 55-inch TV Insignia that I bought from Best Buy 4 or 5 months ago. It supports everything. Okay, so here we go. Let's start over here under settings, and I want to go to general, and I want to go to about. What is your phone Like, it tells you the name of the phone and the iOS version and the model name and the model number. But sometimes that isn't the real model number that tells you whether it's compatible with something you're using. If you click it again, now it tells me the model of the device. So you can check your device and see, is this an A2484 or whatever it is? And that's all you need. Now, AirDrop we talked about. That's where you can exchange a picture with somebody. I can AirDrop like I'm in Panera's in a public place. Again, watch out if you're in a public Wi-Fi place, secure your device. Make sure that receiving is off or set to contacts only. Don't let everybody get on. You can exchange a picture from device to device right next to somebody at the next table. Make sure it's not the wrong one. Picture-in-picture can be automated so that when you go to a video, it just can be moved around the screen with your finger or a stylus. CarPlay varies. If your phone supports CarPlay, you can go and look, or your device in your car supports CarPlay rather, Apple CarPlay or whatever, it will indicate there. You can also check with your car dealership to see if that model that you own supports that. Again, we also have the swipe down, and there's our control center. Or you could be, if you have a button type, you would just go up rather than from the right-hand corner. All of these things that you choose are supported here. And when you click on them, for example, here, it allows me to change text size. If I click here, it allows me to record everything on the screen for later use, and it saves it on your phone or iPad. Here is the camera. If you click on it, it allows you to take a selfie, record a video, take a portrait, or take a portrait selfie. All of these things have been enhanced, by the way, completely enhanced in the upcoming models. Let's see what else we got here. Here's a flashlight. You can actually set it to go to different levels of brightness, which is very helpful. I sometimes wind up using that when I can't find my keys at night. So also they've made a change in Apple AirTags. Now they're much more user-friendly. AirTagging is, and also in the AirPods that go into your ears, they've been enhanced with many music updates. Again, let's see what we have. We have general. Storage, extremely important. That's why you pay for storage, because if you're going to use a lot of video time, I've got a lot of downloaded videos, but who cares? In all the things that I have, I've only used 49.2 gigabytes of 256, and that's over a year and a half. And I have plenty of stuff there. If I went to About, it will tell me I have 8 songs there right now. I took a lot off. 35 videos, 271 applications, 271 photos rather, 174 applications, and I still got 206 gigabytes available. That is pretty amazing. Again, you can check your notifications to see what's important or what isn't. You can remove them if you don't want to be bothered. Siri is going to be greatly enhanced. Emergency SOS is extremely important. This is how it worked then with the brand new iOS 17, which is going to be compatible with everything, I believe, from iPhone 8 up. The 6 Plus and the 7s will be discontinued. Apple always discontinues the older formats, so if you get a phone, it just won't update. And speaking of updates, When you get that, you want to show the settings, general, software update. Leave automatic updates on. Beta, you leave off. Because if you try to download something before it's available to the public, you'll get all the bugs. That's for developers like myself to look at. It's the latest one is iOS 16.6.1, and it is up to date. When you go with automatic updates and you click on that arrow, you can see it will download.
Hello.
Download US
How are you?
iOS updates. Somebody mute, please.
We're trying to explain.
Ada, whoever it is, install iOS updates automatically. And there's security updates that install, rapid security updates. They're very short, but they are updates, and they're very important for your device. Okay. And that's it, folks. Did you all enjoy it? Yes?
Yes.
No? Thumbs down, thumbs up. Well, this was a long presentation for me. It took me almost 12 hours to just get this thing together. But I do it for you. And what else I'm going to do for you is I'm going to, as soon as I end the meeting, I'm going to send this recording, fix it up, check it out before I post it, make sure there's no copyright infringement. There shouldn't be. I want to thank Apple support personnel for allowing me to use their videos. It must be 8 or 10 times by now. Go to the club site where you'll find the latest. If you're in Century Village, I'm hoping to produce a flyer that can go into the staff office. The CVE reporter is now reactivated. I had just sent the article for the October 23rd edition over to the CVE reporter editor, Elliot Cohen, and that will be available whenever they start publications. You would be able to pick it up online on the reporter site at cvereporter.com. That's anybody can see what's going on, whether you want to or not. I'm looking to get into Century Village by the end of this year. It's almost like a necessity. I have to go somewhere else because my landlord said he's possibly going to sell the apartment I'm in now. So I will have to vacate at a certain point. Again, I don't know where I'm going to be, what state, what area, what country. That is, all three are possibilities. So as long as my health holds out and yours, I'll be here. I thank you very much for attending. I wish you all the best of health and happiness and luck. And for those of you who are celebrating Rosh Hashanah this evening, Lishana Tova, don't eat too much. Be careful of the sun if you're going outside. I can tell you for a fact that there are many skin diseases. One that killed recently Jimmy Buffett after 3 or 4 years, called Merkel cell. It can get you. It can get you. So be safe and be healthy. And I will say goodbye. The next class possibly will be scheduled October 16th. I believe that's a Friday. Can you check that for me? Let's find out. I have a telehealth appointment. I forgot about that. I believe October 16th is a Friday. August, September, whoops, October 16th.
No, that's it. 16th is this Monday.
No, okay, so it'll be probably October 13th. Or the 20th, one of the two. The way you'll find that out is to check the club site, look at the homepage. Okay, everybody, God bless and see you soon. Thanks for joining. Thanks for coming. That means a lot to me.